Hello, guys. Welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation. This is the podcast live, guys, pre-game show. Guys, we are obviously building up towards the game at 3 o'clock against Hertha Berlin in La Manga. I think that's what we're all thinking at this moment in time. Come on, do something. We'll look at the team first of all, and I'm going to also talk through the team, and I've also got some stuff to share with you as regards what is coming up on the channel this week. So Rangers have actually named a team to start the game today. They've actually put out a proper team sheet as they would if it was a normal Saturday game in the SPL. This is the team that will start today against Hertha Berlin. So Robbie McCrory starts in goal. Interested to see Jack Butland getting a break. James Tavernier starts at right back. Central defensive partnership, Connor Goldson is getting a rest. Also gives, I suppose, Philippe Clermont a chance to look at John Suter alongside Leon Balogun if needs be. So Suter and Balogun in central defence. Then we've got Ridvan at left back. So Ridvan is still here. It's interesting to see Ridvan is in the starting lineup. Read into that what you will. Interesting that Ridvan is starting. Louise says that she's glad that Ridvan is starting. Interesting. It is very interesting, Louise. What is the story with Ridvan? All the rumours seem to be yesterday that he was gone, he was going. He was on his way out of the club off to Hellas Verona. There was also talk of a £5 million bid coming in from Galatasaray as well. So, hey, you know what? Who knows? Rangers Shop is now selling tops at 50% off, says the Trying Scotsman. Interesting, guys. So go on there and get yourself a bargain. Let's get back to that team news, shall we? We've got Sterling, Raskin, and Lundstrom all starting. Cantwell, Matondo, and Silva. So is it a bit of a change of shape we're going to see today as well? That would appear to indicate so. With Sterling, Raskin, and Lundstrom maybe in a midfield three. Maybe that's it with Cantwell, Matondo, and Silva, and perhaps making up a forward three. Maybe that's what we are. That's what we're looking at. Interesting lineup. I can't see Raskin or Sterling starting as a wide player realistically at this moment in time. So I do think that you're probably looking at maybe a 4-3-3. Maybe Clermont has gone for a bit of a formation change there. And perhaps, like I said, this is a friendly game. It's a chance to actually see things, to practice things, to get things out there, and really give them a bit of a once over. As Stuart says, is Cantwell playing on the right? Then he could be playing on the right as part of a front three, or he could be in behind the thing. Borna is apparently injured. That's what I've heard, Ewan. Weird, no Barisic at the squad at all. Apparently, Borna is injured still. That is the rumor that I'm hearing, Louise and Ewan. I'm good, thank you, David. You all right, buddy? Blue Nose John says we've made mistakes in the transfer market trying to get the finished article in players like Roof and Lawrence. With their constant injuries, we've been crippled with their wages. Absolutely. And, it is about that player trading model. And we will touch on that at some point. Of course, we will in the pods. Let's just quickly get back to the team. On the bench today, Butland, Kieran Wright, Goldson, Dessers, Cifuentes, Scott Wright, Leon King, Ross McCausland, John Lee Yefeko, Robbie Fraser, Aaron Lyle, Bailey Rice, and Cole McKinnon. Now, I wonder to what extent the team will be swapped and changed this today. How many substitutions will be made? Will we see the bench emptied and everybody get a chance to play today? Possibly not both the keepers, but certainly I think one of them. I would be interested to actually see Kieran Wright given some time. I don't think, we know what Jack Butland is. We know how good Jack Butland is. Do we really need to see him in a friendly game where the result realistically does not matter? That would be an interesting one. I hope that we are, hope as well that perhaps we're going to have a chance to actually see John Lee Yefeko for me. I'd love to see Yefeko get a chance at left back. At some point, take Ridvan off, put Yefeko in there. I think Yefeko could actually play a part for us this season. He's a big guy. He's been described as Calvin Bassey 2.0. He can play left side centre back as well as left side as a left back. Decent going forward, quite a quick lad, decent player. I'd like to see him given his opportunity today. I'd also like to see some of the other younger players. We know what Ross McCausland can bring. It is a friendly. It is an opportunity behind closed doors again, so there's no pressure of the fans there. And the fans are not going to get on your back or whatever if things go wrong. So, it'd be interesting to see if the likes of Aaron Lyle, Bailey Rice, and Cole McKinnon can get on at some point, and we can see what they bring to the team. I think, given the given the fact that we are really looking at, I think, a game where, like I said, it does not mean, it's not 3 league points. If, whatever the result is, we're not going to lose points and fall behind Celtic any further. We're not going to drop out of any European competitions. So for me, it is about seeing what we've got, seeing a little bit more. What else have we got here in the live chat? Closed doors games, still can't wait. Says Trying Scotsman, me too. You know what? As I said on the video this morning, during the winter break, you'll take whatever you can get, won't you? Hopefully stays injured. It's reference to Borna. I do think Marco Bulat is one of our targets for the summer. Sometimes that happens, Louise. I really do hope that Marco Bulat is one of our targets. He looks a very good player. Although I was getting slagged off on X this morning for pointing him out. Apparently, I don't know what I'm talking about, because I said that the likes of Bulat and Zambrano and Doig are the sort of players you should be looking at to set up the player trading model. But at which point I was pointed out, you don't know anything about football, etc., etc. Well, that person can just fuck right off. Trying Scotsman, which top should I buy? I love all three, but can only afford one. Good shot. So, guys, go on live chat. What top should the Trying Scotsman buy? Let him know. Raskin plays further forward for Belgium in the 21s, brings more to his game. Yeah, it may be that we'll see him in that role. Lundstrom and who was the guy again? Sterling, more of that sitting role, and Raskin given more license to get forward. So I think that could very well be the case today. It is a very interesting lineup. It's interesting that they've named a team. They've named that side straight away, that they've brought it out, that they haven't sort of hidden it away with it being a friendly game. That is the squad. Like I said, it is a strong. It's interesting to see Robbie getting a go. I think Robbie could well get a go against Dumbarton as well in the Scottish Cup. Back four has a bit of an interesting look to it as well. Tavernier, Suter, Balogun, and Ridvan. Like I said, I wasn't expecting to see Ridvan under any circumstances today. Really was not looking at that at all. I really did expect to see either Borna start there if he was fit, or if not him, John Lee Yefeko possibly, or even perhaps Robbie Fraser, who's done it for the B team on several occasions. You look at that team today, and there's another couple of things, obviously, that Ryan Jack, Tom Lawrence are not ready to return to first team action. They are obviously still missing, still out injured, which obviously is a concern as to when we can get those guys back. Really interested, obviously, as well today to see what Fabio Silva brings to the team. Want to see him play up front. Want to see what he can actually do today. He is, from what has been reported coming out of training camp at this moment in time from some of the lads and from some of the reporters out there, some really exciting stuff about Fabio Silva. So this guy could really be a massive game changer if he is given the chance to actually play it, and he is as advertised. I think that's obviously the key thing there. Is he as advertised? He's been advertised as this very technically gifted, very, very, high quality, skillful player. If he can bring that, he could be a real game changer. Absolutely. Louise says, I'm not too worried about signings unless it comes to close to the window closing. If a left back, striker, or right wing doesn't come in. Yeah, I think, we do need to start getting signings in now. I would prefer them to have been in pre-La Manga, because at the end of the day, look, La Manga, it's a time to bed players in. It's a time to give players a chance to get to know their teammates, to play with their teammates. And that's, I think, it's a key time. So for me, it would have been a great time to actually bring these players in. So you're not bringing them in, as the games are coming thick and fast again. So as you do that, you have less time to work with the players, less time to get on the training field with the players. This is kind of the one time that Philippe Clement and Stefan van der Heyden have had real time to actually work with the squad and not have to think about a game in 2 days' time, or a game in 3 days' time, or a game at the weekend, and a game in the following midweek, or a European game, or travelling to a European game. So, it is a key time, I think, for bringing in players. Ewan says, it's been the best home Castore Tot brought out, buddy. Blue Nose says, Ridvan's story must be false, as they wouldn't risk injury to him if he was going. That's an interesting shout, John. I think, as Fabrizio Romano reported today, he said that there was no truth in the Josh Doig to Rangers story, which was Sky Sports were running with during the week. Now, if there's no truth in that, then you've got to kind of question Sky sources. A lot of the Ridvan to Hellas has come out of Sky, hasn't it? That's where it's come from. I know Fabrizio has kind of touched on it a little bit, but you've got to kind of question how valid is that. And as John says, if they were so intent on selling him, why would they risk him getting injured today? That's an interesting one. Unless, of course, they are looking to put him out there on the market and hoping that perhaps someone will come in and actually bid some real cash money for him so that we can raise some money. Because, it seems to be the worrying conversation at the moment is that we are skint and we haven't got any money to buy players. And then any players we bring in during this window will be loans or will be on a free. So that's obviously, that is worrying and concerning because, it certainly seems to be the talk around Lawrence Shankland at this moment in time that Hearts have opened conversations with him over a new contract. But it does seem that it's very much being reported that we can't afford him, that, we can't afford 3 to 5 million. So interesting nonetheless. Let's have a quick look at some of the other comments. Teddy Beard says, no matter if it's a league or a cup friendly or a closed door game, let's get the battle fever on. Come on, the Rangers. Agree, Teddy Beard. It's nice to win every game. Still need a couple of forwards, in my opinion. Right wing and a striker, absolute musts. David, I think you're spot on with that. We do definitely need a striker. We definitely need some forwards. It is an absolute must. And as I posed the question on the video last night, I asked, is this team good enough to take us through to the end of the season? Do we have enough firepower with Dessers and with Silva? I mean, obviously, we don't know about Fabio Silva, but personally speaking, there's no way that Cyril Dessers is enough. We saw against Celtic how bad he is. Big game player. No, he's not. And that's what we need if we're going to progress in the Europa League and we're going to win Old Firm games. Absolutely. Agree, yet another mistake from Rangers in the transfer window. Starting to wonder if anything will change, says Stuart. It's better to bring them back in Scotland, bring them in when in Spain, they'll get a false perception of what it's actually like being in Scotland. Lol. Yeah, I suppose the weather's much better in Spain, isn't it? If we could somehow get the players that aren't good enough or always injured off the wages, it would help bring players in. RFC 56, great point there. Yeah, there are far too many players who are sat on the treatment table or sat in the stands come match day who are earning a shed load of cash. I think Roof's on about 28 grand a week, for example. Hope that Canwell can find his best form after the break. We could be doing with home on the ball. Yeah, absolutely. Him on the ball. Absolutely. 100% agreed. I'm happy McCrory is starting. He's a decent keeper, and I wish he was first choice, but it is what it is. Louise, it's going to be kind of good to see Robbie McCrory. I honestly think that if Robbie McCrory is good enough to be a number one goalkeeper, of course he is. He's a very talented young man, but it's just that Jack Butland is that much better than him, and Jack Butland is an absolutely phenomenal keeper. So absolutely, and Robbie, I think Robbie for me is the best keeper in Scotland. He could easily be Scotland's number one at the European Championships. Of course he could, because at the end of the day, Angus Gunn's not great. Xander Clark's not great. Ross. Liam Kelly's no great shake. So at the end of the day, I could honestly, like Robbie McCrory, I think would be a great number one for Scotland. Stuart says, hello, Owen and Bears. Is the game on television? It's on the YouTube channel, the Rangers YouTube channel, buddy. Seeing players on their current clubs while a move is on the cards, just need to wait and see on Ridvan, says David P. Yeah, I mean, I think, whilst he's still under contract, whilst we're still paying him, we're quite within our rights to still use him, aren't we, at the end of the day? Forbes says, hope to fuck we don't end up getting Kent back. I've still got PTSD from him not scoring in Seville. Absolutely. We have to keep Robbie involved if we want to hold on to him, says Blue Nose John. That has definitely been the conversation, John, that, that he'll be used in cup games. Like I said, I think he'll start against Dumbarton on the 20th. And I think, as long as we progress forward in that, I can see him actually playing in that same way that John McLaughlin did as well during the cup run. So I could actually see that being a situation. Although I think, semi-final against Celtic or whatever final against Celtic, you're probably going to go back to Jack Butland. Ewan Minton says, the way I'm looking at it is if we don't sign any players, we'll just have to support the team. Nothing we can do about it. Exact hope. Rangers till I die. 100%, buddy. Of course, we've got to just get behind them. Look, I'm not hopeful, Ewan, that we're going to bring anyone in. I think we're skint. I think we haven't got any money. I think I've said, and I'm not going to say anything now about it because I'm going to wait till February the 1st to pass an overall judgment on this. I have got major doubts about this board. I have got major doubts about John Bennett as a chairman. I think a lot of fans forget that he was the vice chairman to Douglas Park. He was involved in all the issues after 55 that we never strengthened, that we never, once we had Celtic down when we wanted them, we didn't then build on that. We allowed them to get back up, to rebuild and to get back ahead of us. I think he has to carry a part of the blame for that, along with John, along with Park, and of course the absolutely awful Stuart Robertson as well. So I think that's a situation. James Bisgrove, like I said on the video this morning, I think is a lot of mouth and no trousers. I think James Bisgrove needs to concentrate on what is going on the field first before he fannies around with all his Edmiston House sports bars, restaurants, and things like that. You know, at the end of the day, we are not a hotel chain; we are a football club. And I think James Bisgrove could do with remembering that. This board needs to start putting their money where their mouth is now, says Stuart. Agreed. Hi, Owen and Bears. Absolutely. Hi, Suffolk Loyal. How you doing, buddy? I love Kent, but the way he downed tools at the end was unforgivable. Absolutely wouldn't have him back, David P says. Here's a question for you guys. Would you rather have Emmanuel Dennis or would you rather have Ryan Kent? There's a question for you. Okay, so what would you rather have, Ryan Kent or Emmanuel Dennis? There's a question for you. Who out of those two players would you rather have? That's an interesting choice for you. Personally speaking, I would rather have Ryan Kent, even though the guy downed tools on us, even though the guy did kind of give up on us a little bit. I still think he's a better player than Emmanuel Dennis. I really do. I don't rate Emmanuel Dennis at all. It should be Suffolk Loyal. It should be just down below the video somewhere. What else have we got? We've got a comment here. The board have put their money where their mouth was. They trusted Beale too much and they've wasted so much money. There might not be much money left for Clement. We have so many expensive and worthless assets, says Unsigned. Interesting. Ewan says he'd have Kent all day long. He'd have Kent back, says James Lindsay. People forget that we made a loss of 23 million during the 55 season. We couldn't kick on because of that. I think you're right, John, but it's about people putting their hands in their pockets. You're spot on about Jack Butland, mate. He's going to be one of the best as long as the hammer throwers don't get the boot in on him. Agreed. We need forwards that score goals if we want to win this league. Dessers won't do it, says Stuart. 100%. Dan Armstrong says Kenneth Elliott. David P says, I'd have Dennis. I don't know. He would score the goals we need, but I know Kent wouldn't form from experience. The only issue, obviously, with Dennis, David, is the fact that he averages 1 goal every 4.8 games, and he has a major attitude problem, massive attitude problem. I hope McCrory gets a few games in the Scottish Cup, but I don't think Jack wants to be rested for games. Yeah, I mean, Jack has spoken, hasn't he? Butland, sorry, this is obviously not Jack as in Ryan, has spoken about the fact that he wants to play games, that he wants to continue playing. And you don't tend to, obviously, a lot of the time, you don't tend to rotate your goalkeeper, do you? That is not really a done thing. You know, if you look at, you look at a lot of. You look at a lot of teams and they don't do that. They just don't. They don't rotate their keepers. The best teams don't. Trying Scotsman's bought the home top. There we go, guys. 81 people watching, guys. Please smash that like. And if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please hit that sub, guys. It would really help out. It helps to grow the channel, as well as obviously all the views as well. I just have a quick reminder on the team for those of you who've just joined us. Rangers have published a team sheet, as they do for... I think he is. Yes, that's right. He is a striker, a winger, not a striker, says John. Dennis is a winger, and he averages 1 goal every 4.8 games. Abdallah Sima is played out wide in the same position, and he averages 1 goal every 2.7 games. So personally, like I said, I personally hope we don't bring Emmanuel Dennis in. I think that will be a massive, massive mistake from the club. Massive mistake. David says, yeah, I wouldn't have Kent or Dennis if it was down to me, to be honest, Owen. So he would have neither of them. Fair enough. So it may be that beggars can't be choosers, buddy. So just to recap the team. So Robbie McCrory starts in goal. Back four, James Tavernier, John Suter, Leon Balogun, Connor Goldson rested to the bench. Ridvan surprisingly starts at left back. Lunny, Raskin and Sterling in midfield. And looks like a front three of Cantwell, Matondo and Silva. Be interesting to see how they line up. It was interesting in that game against Kilmarnock when Silva and Cantwell were playing together that they rotated that 10 role. There was times when Cantwell went beyond Silva as kind of a false 9 and Silva dropped back into the 10 role and vice versa. So be interesting to see if we see any of that today. If we could only make one more signing, I hope it's Shanklin, says Unsigned. I do not think that Shanklin will come in. I just think that at the end of the day, we cannot afford him, if I'm being honest with you. I'd rather have the Pope than Kent back, says Stamster. Well, that's interesting for an 80-year-old. Get sticking 80-year-old. Robert, thank you very much indeed. £5 super chat from Robert. Thank you so much for that. Very, 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 very greatly received at the moment. Thank you. The bench today, a reminder, and that is Butland, Wright, Goldson, Dessers, Cifuentes, Scott Wright, Leon King, Ross McCausland, John Liafecco, Aaron Robbie Fraser, Aaron Lyle, Bailey Rice, and Cole McKinnon. And as I was saying earlier, I'd like to see. Thank you, Robert. I will do, buddy. I think I don't think. I know. I'd like to see. I'd like to see some of those younger lads get on today and get a chance to play. I'd love to see Bailey Rice out there, Cole McKinnon out there, Aaron Lyle get a game. This is a friendly at the end of the day. I know it is a chance to really, bond the team together for the SPL games that are up and coming. But I do really think that we do need to see some of these young lads. Have these young lads got a future? Hertha Berlin are only a Bundesliga 2 team, correct? But they're no mugs. They will be no mugs. So look, for me, at the end of the day, I do think that we do need to give them a go today. Absolutely give them a go today. Okay, guys, we're coming towards the end of the pod. Let's have a look at what we've got here. Davis's midfield 3 is a bit weird. Usually we play with a double pivot with Cantwell in the 10, but that looks like Cantwell wide, Lundstram, Raskin, and Sterling in the 3. It does. I think, Raskin could be the forward one out of those, couldn't he? Dennis is playing in a relegation-threatened club in the world's best league. He could tear it up in Scotland. He's actually on loan in Turkey at the moment, John. He's on loan in Turkey where he's doing very badly indeed. I'm not a fan, Blue Nose John. Fine if you are, absolutely. We can't afford Seema, sadly. I don't think we can. That will be one for the end of the season, though. It's not for now. Just a few bits of promotion, guys, of things coming up on the channel. Obviously, your daily news videos will be out every day, reaction videos, etc., etc. We've got the live stream starting in about 40 minutes time. So look out for that. So there will be a live stream in about 40 minutes time. I know the game's on YouTube, but if you want an alternative commentary, then please come and join us for that alternative commentary here on the channel. It's down the bottom, mate. I think it's just below. Let me have a quick look on this here if I can find it. It should be on the super chat button. If you do want to press it, is just below somewhere below here. I don't know. It's on the live chat. That's right. If you go into the live chat, and it's on the live chat, and it's on there, buddy. On there. What else have we got here? Thank you very much to David McMillan, 99. Thank you very much. Cheers for that. Thank you very much. Bud Johnston at 77-year-old would give us more than Kent did last year. Absolutely. Unsigned. Thank you very much. That's much appreciated. Look, a bit of advertising for this week. We've got the live stream starting in around 40 minutes time, so come and join us for that. We've got a few podcasts this week, guys. A podcast to look out for Thursday night, 8:35, live on the channel. I will be joined by Laura Hatton, who you all know from TikTok, and Damien Hendry. Now, I don't know if you know who Damien Hendry is, but those of you who go to Ibrox regularly will no doubt have heard that the four lads had a dream and the famous RFC over the tannoy. Well, they are sung by Damien Hendry. So Damien Hendry and Laura Hatton are on the pod on Thursday night. So come on, join with that, please. That will be fantastic. If you could come on Thursday night, 8:35, myself and Laura with Damien Hendry. And you will be seeing a lot more of Laura over the next 12 months, guys, here on the channel. I'm working on something with Laura at the moment, so Laura and I will be on the channel an awful lot. Laura is a very knowledgeable Rangers fan, knows an awful lot about the team as well. David McMillan says, hope you get back on your feet, mate. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you, David. Thank you. Great beard. He has got a good beard, hasn't he, buddy? Victoria and I have separated company. Not separate. We were never married due to creative differences. The fact that she hasn't got a brain. Thanks, mate. Got it. Absolutely. So yeah, this is so look out for that Thursday. Laura and I with Damien Hendry. Also, we've got the Copenhagen game will be live streamed here on the channel as well Tuesday night. So please look out for that. Guys, what we need to see today is a performance from the boys. Get in there, get stuck in, fight, battle, and show a bit of heart. I know it's just a friendly. I know obviously you're going to not want to, risk yourself getting injured. But at the end of the day, that is very, very thing. Are you bad? I don't know. Are you? Yeah. Thank you very much, Suffolk Law. That's very kind of you. Absolutely. So much clickbait, unbelievable. Adam, clickbait with what, buddy? Clickbait with what? On social media, there is a lot of clickbait, buddy. But that's just it, isn't it? Not when it comes to Rangers, the Trying Scotsman. Not when it comes to Rangers, buddy. Anyway. Look, at the end of the day, guys, come and join us. Like I said as well, remember to check out Laura on Hatton on TikTok. That's her ID. If you've got TikTok, we will be obviously there. So I will be back in about 40 minutes time for the live for the live stream. So please come and join us for that. Thank you to Suffolk Loyal. Thank you again to David, and thank you to Robert as well for the super chats. Suffolk Loyal has also gifted 5 Glasgow Rangers Nation memberships. So if you've not yet accepted, just click on allow gifts and you will be able to join the channel, guys, if you're not a member already. That's how, so, we look at that team today. It's going to be interesting. Like I said on the video this morning, it's all for me about looking at, where is Raskin in terms of his recovery? Where is Matondo in terms of his recovery? Where are we up to with those players in terms of their recovery today, going into today's game? Also interested to see Philippe Clement possibly trying a new formation as well, a new shape. So, that is also very interesting. So again, another interesting one for today's game. Like I said, come and join me about 40 minutes for the live stream, guys, here on the channel. As always, guys, thank you so much for joining me on the channel today. On the way out, if you can smash the like, that would be phenomenal. And also, please always remember, guys, another one. Look, here we go. 10 memberships. If you want to join, get yourself a membership. I'm going to leave the live running for a little bit, just without me talking. Just if you haven't got a membership, you want to join up and have that membership. So please do that. Guys, we will be back in about 40 minutes. On the way out, smash the like. And remember always, never forget, ever forget, we are the people.